Breakups are confusing, and you are probably confused right now. You want to know more about what went wrong. You want to know why your ex took that decision. You want to know what was the pivotal moments in the relationship that made them think, I need to break up with you. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my some coaching techniques that you can apply for yourself to really get a sense, gain clarity, because right now, and I know speaking with people on a daily basis, one of the most common things that people have is that confusion. It's that need for clarity, and this is what we're going to get today, is gaining clarity on the situation, gaining clarity on what happened, and gaining clarity on what you should be doing next if you want to get back with your ex or if you want to move on. Here you go.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
Before I start, I want to remind you that I put together a quiz for you to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex. We will assess obviously what is discussed in this video. You can still take some notes along the way when I present this video. If you don't want to take notes and just want to assess whether you have any chance to get back with your ex, just take the quiz. It takes literally, it's written 3 minutes to take the quiz. The link is in the first comment of the video. Let's get started. So there are 2 ways to deal with breakup. The first way is to do like this ostrich, is to put your hands, the head in the sand and ignore all the signs, ignore everything, being sort of in denial of the situation. Okay, if you're in this situation, I'm probably sure you're not watching, you wouldn't watch this video if you're in that situation. You're in the other case, which is the panic mode, the overwhelming reaction of the breakup, the realization that's what the fuck happened. And you have this constant reflex of analyzing, overanalyzing, thinking that what should I have done? What if in 6 months I said that to her? What if I had another job at that time? What have I done wrong? What's the problem with me? These are the questions we're gonna really help and also really make you suffer. You want to know, and this is why you watch my videos. You want to know, you want information, you want answers. But knowledge can be a double-edged sword, because by being obsessed by these answers, you're going to start ruminating, you're going to start being, on a repeat mode. And that's why sometimes maybe some of your friends are a bit fed up by you, because you sound like a broken record. And by doing that as well, it can have also the effect of creating panic attack, creating anxiety. I know a lot of people who are watching my videos, they are very anxious, and they were not anxious before. The other day I spoke with a guy who never had panic attack, never been anxious. He's 65 and now he's like, why? I'm feeling anxious. I can't stop thinking about my ex. And this is really detrimental. And one of the main goals for you right now is to address this anxiety. Also creating self-doubt. And it will prevent you from moving on. It will prevent you from making the right decisions if you want to get back with your ex. That's the thing. So most of the time, people are really bad communicators when they break up. It's probably the case for your ex. I think a vast majority of breakups are like this. Because maybe they wanted to protect you. They don't want to tell everything. Maybe they don't know how to express it. Some people, they don't exactly know. It's sort of a gut feel. They feel like it's not right, but they can't really express. They can't really explain in detail what happened. Or they're not sure, which is also a big proportion of the breakups. Most of the breakups, people, there's been surveys about that, people say that they're still in love with their partner when they break up. So what I want to try today in this video is to use our collective intelligence. You probably had that conversation with your ex, maybe it was a text, hopefully it was not, maybe it was a conversation. They told you something. That was not enough, but they told you something. So what I would ask you is, perhaps if you are not sure about how to interpret those things, why don't you post in the comment section what you've understood of that conversation, and it will help you. I will answer all the comments. I will help you understand whether you should fight for it, whether there's other things to explore, whether there are other things to ask to your ex, and gain clarity. Because I think the objective of this video is to really help you gain clarity. The only way for you to get back with your ex or to move on, it's exactly the same process, is to know what went wrong. It's the starting point. And of course, it will have an effect on the anxiety. The thing is, and it's very hard to do, you have to be objective. You have to be as well open to criticism, but without being too harsh on yourself. There's a lot of people who think like, I'm not good enough, I was so bad, I'm stupid, I'm too fat, I'm ugly. It's all about balance. And what I'm going to show you next will help you find that balance, will help you find that objectivity. It's a concept that is called the Johari Window. It's a concept that's used by most coaches. And it's based on the principle of Socrates that you don't know what you don't know. And one way to know what you don't know is to ask others. Because the way you perceive me is different than the way I perceive myself. And the way I perceive you is different than the way you perceive yourself. This is how it works. Johari Window, and have a look online. I'll probably post an article on my website about that. Johari Window, you have 4 windows: the open area, the blind spot, the hidden area, and the unknown. So let's start with what's known to yourself and known to others. So this is probably anything you discussed with your ex during your relationship, during the breakup, all the information that you guys shared together. It's out there. The problem is that most people, actually everyone, has a hidden area. Things that you know about yourself, things that you feel, but you don't express. And that was probably the case for your ex, and that was probably the case for yourself. During the relationship, during the breakup, maybe the breakup helped you to discuss things that you were not feeling comfortable before, but there's some hidden stuff. Things that a lot of relationship people, there's one saying yes when he means no because he wants to be a people pleaser, he doesn't want to be annoying to their partner. There's a lot of things where we have some secrets, we have some things that we keep for ourselves. And in breakup situations, it's exactly the same. Could be the same for you, could be the same for your ex. So maybe pause the video right now, try to list the things that your ex doesn't know and that you know, that the things that you didn't say, the things that you didn't express. And don't write it blaming you and, I'm so stupid, I should have, I would have, these kind of things. Really list, because it will help you facilitate the conversation with your ex afterwards. So that's important for you to list and be aware of that. I think it's really, my job is to really bring awareness to you guys and help you with the tools, with tactics to help you gain clarity, as we discussed. The other window is the blind spot. We all have a blind spot. So the blind spot is known to others, but it's not known to yourself. And this is where I come in. When I have a chat with someone for the first time, when I coach someone, when you see a therapist, when you see a counselor, he will see things about yourself that you don't know, that you don't see. Typical example is people who are calling me, they are not confident, they tell me like, I'm ugly, and I'm looking at them because I have like video calls, I'm looking at them like, no, you're good looking, you're an attractive woman, like why would you say that? Because we tend to be also sometimes self-critical. We also tend to, it's very hard to be very objective on ourselves. It's really hard to have another pair of eyes on ourselves. So that's why it's very powerful to have those type of conversations with your best friend, with a counselor, with a therapist, because he or she would be able to provide you a clear picture of who you are. And we all have a blind spot, okay? The last one is the unknown part, which is the even more exciting part for a coach like myself, is when I work with my clients and together we start exploring unknown, uncharted territories. We work together at exploring those things. Things that were hidden, that they were not aware, things that they kept for themselves for years, maybe since they were a child, dreams or aspirations or things like that they didn't want to express or that they kept for themselves. And by exploring those things, you grow and you learn, okay? So it's very important for you to take this tool, the Johari Window, and apply it to your breakup and look at what sort of information you're missing, what sort of information you can add. The bad news is your ex might never provide you the explanation you need. That's a fact. In some occasion, your ex, at least short term, will never really express what happened. Sometimes I have clients, they get back together. I help my clients to figure out what went wrong, but for their ex, it's really hard and they prefer to keep it as it is. I don't think it's healthy. But the bad news is that could be an option. And so you have to also understand by asking them, you're actually making it worse. It's a little bit like recreating this clingy, this needy feeling. And that's why we do no contact, is to really to reset the button. And when you do no contact, it's the opportunity for you to reflect, use this Johari window. I'm really struggling to say this, to explore what went wrong and what you can improve. There's the good news. The good news is the reason you're struggling is because your ex is undecided. The reason you're struggling is because you get mixed signals. The reason you're struggling is because they say something and they do the opposite. The reason you're struggling is that they tell you, I don't want to be with you anymore. But when you're with them, you can feel they still love them. They still love you. The reason you're struggling is because you know you can win them back. You know you can win them back, but there's something preventing them from doing so. You know you can win them back, but you don't have the whole picture. You know you can win them back, but it's just half of the puzzle you have. And that's what I want to convey in this video. When breakup are self-improvement tool. And this is why I have an exciting job, an amazing job. You can change the worst situation into something that builds you up. And it's true for every single breakup. Your breakup and any single breakup. And this is why it's very important for you to have a chat with a counselor or a coach to put a plan together, to really understand what you should be doing next, to really have the right data points to make those decisions and this plan. The thing is, the problem with Johari Window is you can't use it on your own. By definition, the blind spot is something you can't find on your own, and the unknown part is something you will never ever find on your own. So if you want to explore this concept and have a discussion and really grow and really use that breakup as a tool for self-improvement, feel free to get in touch with me. Because what we're going to do is you'll be successful in your future relationship, whether it's with your ex or with someone new. A lot of people that I speak with on first consultation, I feel that they don't want to, they say like, I will never love anymore. I don't want to have boyfriends anymore. I don't want to have girlfriends anymore. I'm not made for love. I started those conversations, the first session like this. But by doing that work, you will be breaking these habits or this pattern of holding back. You will become true to yourself. And that's the best thing I can wish you for is to be true to yourself, to be an improved version of yourself. Of course, nobody is perfect, but you can use this breakup to feel better, to feel more confident, to have successful relationship. And that's what I do with my clients. And again, regardless whether you don't want your ex, but you feel attached and you want to grow from that, or whether you want to have help to get your ex back. So if you want to get in touch, there are links in the description. You can WhatsApp me. You can also book free calls with me. I have about 10 per week. So have a look. I'm fully booked this week, but have a look. Maybe next week you have a slot. And together, I will help you be more motivated, more positive, and see that you can be successful in a relationship, and that this breakup was just a way for you in your life, just sort of an epiphany, to be a new and improved version of yourself. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.